Thank you for tuning in to Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. I am music producer Achickwitbeatz.
And I am entrepreneur Breezy Gipson.
And yeah, we're glad that you're in the virtual building with us today. You know, we've got so much stuff lined up for you. We have Zak1 returning to our virtual couch with us a little bit later to talk about some of the stuff that he's been working on. And, you know, so we're excited to have him back on the show. And of course, tons of music industry news. It's been so much stuff going on, and beats by yours truly.
Okay. I mean, that's a spoonful enough right there.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and give the medicine and dive right on in.
Okay.
I'd like to begin with a fact. Whether in a small town like McAllen and the Rio Grande, or in Chicago, New York, or Los Angeles, it is business. Big business. Big business.
All right, and we're back with music industry news. Spotify is now selling live music tickets directly to fans. So now fans can go right there, grab them instead of having to be redirected to like Ticketmaster or Eventbrite. And so their newly renovated website lists all the upcoming concerts, and users can purchase it right there with a debit or credit card. How cool is that?
That is really cool. That is really, really cool.
Yeah. So, yep, just a heads up. And who knows, maybe this will be rolling out for independent artists in the future. Hint, hint, Spotify, if you're listening. So, yeah, always big things going on with them. They're always testing the waters. And we'll have a little bit more about that later on. All right, and MetaSing, the decentralized music platform that kind of combines a gaming model with Web3 music streaming, has raised $3 million from investors. So they basically include content for audio sharing, video sharing, music NFT trading, and it's dedicated to, basically focused on the decentralized portion of it for a user-generated content music platform. So basically that'll lead to fair distribution of results of artists' work and kind of lets the users benefit from having that direct line there. So it's exciting to see what's going on. We're starting to hear a little bit less in the news about NFTs, but they're still not going anywhere. It's just, the buzz is kind of, people are kind of used to it now. So not as many sites are covering it as they used to, but it's definitely something to still keep an eye on and look for ways to be able to make it work for you.
Yeah. No, don't don't overlook. You got a whole lot of ownership in there. They're restructuring, they're repositioning themselves under the water, on the low, the low. Okay? And so, I don't think that's faded away because, man, cha-ching, money still being made.
Yep, you said it. All right, and Michael Jackson's estate and Sony have finally reached a settlement over songs by the impersonator, which is in quotation marks, but, So Michael Jackson's estate had said that, it's been kind of running for a while, but basically saying that they released songs that were supposed to be, after his passing. And they said, hey, this isn't Michael, but Sony was profiting from having this impersonator pretend to be Michael and pretending like these are new releases that, might have been in the vault or whatever. So basically they were awaiting a decision, which was supposed to be coming up pretty soon, but they just went ahead and reached the settlement and let it go. So the disputed tracks Sony had already pulled as soon as the estate said, hey, something's up, this isn't him. So the songs were Breaking News, Keep Your Head Up, and Monster. And this was from the 2010 album Michael that came out. So they took it off streaming platforms, which, might not necessarily been an admission of guilt, but, it kind of seems like it. I don't know. What do you think about that? Then we put you in the hot seat. But yeah.
That's deep right there. That's
Isn't
deep.
It?
Oh, yeah, very.
Yeah.
Very.
All right. And CSAC and Hypnosis have both launched 9-figure bond offerings. So this is something, it's not totally new, but we're starting to see this happen more and more frequently. And if, you've been faithfully listening, you've probably noticed that we've got more and more news stories like this. So, just a little bit of a breakdown, just in case you're not familiar with it. It's basically like getting a loan. And so now these companies are using music to back the bonds. So CSAC closed a $335 million whole business-backed bond transaction, which, so basically try to break this down, the least nerdiest way possible. But it's almost like they're basically mortgaging their company with this bond. So they're going to use the money from this to help finance the acquisition of the production company Audio Network, which, according to Bloomberg, CSAC bought very quietly back in 2021. And Hypnosis has launched a $221.65 million offering, which was also backed by music royalties. And so theirs is going to be collateralized by that with content from over 950 songs across 5 subcatalogs from artists like Justin Timberlake, Nelly Furtado, Leonard Cohen, and the list goes on. So yeah, this is something that we're seeing. So all these companies that have been making these investments and acquiring these music rights, Now that they have those rights, they're using it to get money and letting people just basically invest so that way they can all own pieces of this. Trend? Yeah, definitely. It's very accurate. So pay attention. There's some stuff happening.
Yeah, well, these are topics. These are procedures and policies and options that folks are staying up all night after night after night, and coming back and refining them and so on and so forth, and getting legal advice about them and so on and so forth, and then unveiling these things, taking the big scissors and having a grand opening, cutting the ribbon. And so you, the listener, are in the same position. You could do the same thing methodically and create your own endeavor. And then we'll be on here giving news stories about you, the listener.
Yeah.
Doing something successful. Okay, so when you hear us with these news stories, hey, don't put them like at the high where it can't be reached. It can be reached by you, the listener, wherever you are, if you apply yourself and surround yourself with capable people that can advise you the right way, right?
Exactly. 100% right. All right. Now, this one is a bit unfortunate to be bringing up again, but pollen. So, So the music and travel event startup has fallen into bankruptcy. Now, when we shared the story about them getting the money and then they started laying people off, Breezy, I remember you picked up on it right away. Yeah, something's not right here. This isn't good. So yeah, Pollen laid off over 150 members of their staff in May, just a month after they raised $150 million in a Series C round. So
whoa.
Yeah, 1 month later, you get all this money and then all of a sudden you got to lay off members. Yeah. So the UK government is an investor in Pollen via the Future Fund, but is likely not a preferred creditor in the proceedings. So the UK government probably won't be seeing this money again. The Telegraph reports that investors aren't expecting any return, and an early investor, Sienna, has already written off the $93 million stake they had in the company.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So many of Pollen's 500 staff members haven't been paid for more than a month, but they haven't quit because they don't want to lose their employee protections under US law. So they're basically in limbo. So now when I shared this, basically anytime I share a story about Pollen, I had people reaching out to me like, hey, they're not doing the right thing. I had people that actually used the service that apparently wanted refunds but couldn't get them. And then after this story dropped about them going into bankruptcy, someone reached out to me on LinkedIn and said that it's not just the staff members, but they also contracted people that they haven't paid. So, I mean, this story just keeps getting messier and messier every time something happens with them. But yeah, there's obviously some mismanagement of funds going on to keep getting all these investments, but constantly not doing anything with it and having to continue to cut staff, not pay clients back, it's a terrible, terrible mess. So, if you're listening and you've got a story to tell about Pollen, feel free to reach out to us. We want to do whatever we can to kind of get the word out so they don't continue to the people behind it don't continue to do this again with another company.
4 magic words. Inspect what you expect. There you go.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and Concord has acquired L.A. Reid's Hitco Entertainment, which was the label home to Big Boy, Jennifer Lopez, and more. So Concord specializes in music acquisitions, and they represent almost 900,000 songs. And they basically trade recorded music and publishing, and even theatrical and original productions. So now Hitco is a part of their umbrella. So it's mergers and acquisitions going on all over the place all the time.
Well, even so, guess what?
What?
4 words. Inspect what you expect. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. And another acquisition, Fantrax Digital, which is a live streaming and fan engagement platform, has acquired Jazz, which is a jazz, blues, and soul streaming platform. So Fantrax plans to leverage jazz technology and to be able to deliver content in an expanded experience for genre-specific communities. So they're starting with rock and jazz and basically going to be adding additional genres in the next coming months. So there'll be more to follow after this.
Mm-hmm. Hey, well, you know, wherever there's a downswing or question, on the flip side of that is some success.
Yeah.
So somebody's happy because the hard work they put in, the investigating they did, the surrounding themselves with capable people, and the effort is paying off. So.
Right. And if you're listening and never heard of these streaming platforms, you know, it goes to say, you know, make sure that your distributor can get you to some of these platforms that you're not too familiar with. The world is a lot larger than, you know, what we kind of know in our bubble. Things are bigger than Spotify, Tidal, and Apple, and some of the other ones. So, yeah, there's a lot to be aware of. So, yeah.
Whoa, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. So get your magnifying glass out and redo the research.
Yes.
You do the research. You can't fail. No research, no success. Point blank. Research, you're in a much better position to have success. Yep.
Yes. Spotify so far has spent over $1.2 billion on companies to scale its non-music business just within the last 3 years. So this doesn't even include the estimated spending on talent and content deals with celebrities like Joe Rogan, which was reported to be $200 million. Barack and Michelle Obama, which was reported to be $25 million. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, which was estimated to be about $30 million and more. So basically, they're using all this to kind of leverage what has been going on in the music side. And so, I mean, you know, it's a strategic move, but it kind of shows that maybe their focus is starting to be a little bit less on the music, which, you know, as an artist, that's not necessarily a good thing. So just something to be aware of. And once again, just make sure not all your eggs are in one basket. So, you know, at the end of the year, when everybody's sharing their Spotify stats, once again, the streaming world is much bigger than Spotify, and you definitely want to keep that in mind when you're thinking about where to put your music.
Yes. And you know what? We got another segment here called music/business industry news. Music industry/business industry news. And starting out with that is a company and website, a company called Achickwitbeatz.com. Achickwitbeatz. Okay. Now that Achickwitbeatz has a website, Achickwitbeatz.com. But Achickwitbeatz is a noteworthy music entrepreneur, advisor, ... Achickwitbeatz is someone who is experienced in the music industry and in the business industry at the same time. Achickwitbeatz is someone who quickly and deftly advises musicians or artists, young or old, the ones who are indie or professional, with different tips and topics that can streamline their music business and streamline their music efforts, as well as their music, period, to turn into bigger and better things that can help them in many different ways. So that's one of the news segments. I mean, one of the stories on the news segment for business, for music industry, business industry news. Okay, so wherever you are, anywhere around the globe, she's international. Check that out at Achickwitbeatz.com. Am I right about that?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, the goal is to help, and you know, you just want to make sure that you reach your goals. So it's a lot of information out there, but hey, I'll do my best to try to streamline it and make it simple for you to understand and be able to do what you need to do to get your music where you want it to be.
Right. Okay. And she's got a YouTube page, a website, can be reached through Instagram, IG, and other places. So send your questions and emails and reach out, because that info that Achickwitbeatz from Achickwitbeatz.com can provide to you could be the icing on the cake that you've already baked with your music.
Yes.
Okay, so again, that could be the tips that she gives you, could be the icing on the cake that you've already baked, and it's just waiting for the icing. So got songs already made, waiting for you to purchase or lease. All you got to do is put your own lyrics to those songs. Boom.
Yeah.
And she makes beats, real beats, not the free kind.
That's right.
So reach out to this strong entrepreneur right here, and that's a non-shameless post.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. And at the same time, reach out to me, Breezy Gipson, at Breeze2Cheese. That's the number 2, Breeze2Cheese.com. Some things going on there, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, because it's a whole umbrella full of different types of services that are geared towards helping musicians, protecting musicians from a lot of different things, geared towards helping musicians generate outside income while they're on their course with their music. So that concludes this segment of business/music/industry news.
Love it. Yes, very important. Make sure you check both websites out. All right. Pro Music Rights Incorporated, one of the world's largest music licensing companies, is going public via a reverse merger with Nuvis Grow Corp. So Pro Rights is the 5th public performance rights organization, pros as we call them, ever formed in the US. So it controls an estimated market share of 7.4% in the US, representing over 2.5 million works that feature notable artists like Nipsey Hussle, Pharrell, 2 Chainz, Migos, Gucci Mane. Man, the list just goes on and on. So yeah, that's pretty cool that they're going public. And if you want to be able to have like a part in some of those catalogs, this will be your chance to do so once it starts trading. So, but always make sure you do your research before you go ahead and invest. But just like we were talking about earlier, these companies are making it really easy for people like us to be able to own pieces of these songs and this music that is basically timeless. So heads up there, and something to be aware of.
And speaking of info, we still want to give a shout out to those listeners that we have all around the globe. We're international. Those in Brazil, those in Ghana, those in the Caribbean, those in the United States. ... So thank you for spreading the word about what we're doing here. And tell a friend, text a friend, email a friend, reach out, holler out the bus if you're riding on the bus.
Yeah.
This is the spot.
It is. All right. And this $23 million YouTube music royalties heist just kind of reminds you about some of the issues with online copyright and how flawed it actually is. But 2 Phoenix men had claimed music that other people uploaded to YouTube as their own, and they targeted Latin music in particular. But they basically swindled artists like Daddy Yankee, Julio Iglesias, and others out of millions of dollars in royalties. So they set up, I know, right? They set up a media company called Media Move and claimed to own more than 50,000 copyrights to various Latin songs and compositions. They've been doing this since 2017. So in order for this scheme to actually work, the fraudulent company had to partner with AdRev. And so they created fake documents and provided AdRev with this paperwork in order to prove that they own the music that they really didn't. So from there, AdRev not only helped them collect the royalties for those copyrights, but also provided them with direct access to YouTube's system so they could claim copyrights on their own. How crazy is that?
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot that needs to be done with this system, especially, if you're using Instagram or anything Meta own. I mean, everybody's been talking about the copyright problems, like, oh, your video's been removed, and sometimes it's for your own music. So, I mean, yeah, there's a long way for this to go to prevent stuff like this from happening again. But yeah, the fact that they automatically default to whoever claims the copyright without even researching to see if they own it or not is a huge problem and just a really huge headache for no reason. So hopefully, something can be done to try to accurately and actively combat this. So, it's a pain for anybody who makes their own music and wants to use it, and then you get that flag. Oh, it's so annoying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Double wow.
Right. Okay, and a hit piece, the startup that we talked about a little earlier this year that sold unauthorized music NFTs, they have relaunched again, but this time with actual musician partners. So yeah, the NFTs before were linked to artwork that had been pulled off of Spotify. So yeah, they basically just snatched it from online and then were trying to sell it as NFTs, which is just ridiculous because the whole purpose of an NFT, it's something that's non-fungible. It's not supposed to be able to be replicated. So you can't just take something random and then just call it an NFT. That's not what it's about. But people who didn't fully have an understanding of it were just kind of, going off of the buzz without actually doing the research. And so, that's a huge problem. We were just talking about how important it is to research. This is one of the reasons why. So, but even the fact that they did that, the artwork is still protected by copyright. And usually for signed artists, it's controlled by the label. So that's why all the labels wanted to kind of go after them because, hey, they didn't have the right to do it. And so now they've relaunched with 10 artists that they've listed as creators, a lot of kind of rising independent artists. But it's just, they claim that they're working with music rights identification company called Audible Magic to quote unquote help verify ownership of new music prior to minting an NFT, trying to make sure that it's actually legitimate content that's distributed. You don't accidentally pull artwork off of the website and then, say, oh, I didn't know I have the right to it. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's a ridiculous story or narrative that they're trying to come up with now. They're claiming that the artists initially were actually excited to have their stuff out there, which if you were on social media, it's a bold-faced lie. So, I do my best to just present the information and let you do with it what you will. But man, if this is how they operate, you should probably think twice before actually connecting with Hit Piece, because it sounds like they're going to start trying to come after independent artists, to help you get into the NFT world. But if they started off shady and had to be told what they were doing was wrong, this is probably a company you should avoid.
Your Honor, what had happened was, Your Honor, my statement is, I stick by my statement, Your Honor. I stick by my statement. What had happened was.
Right. Yeah. So, if you've been in this industry for any length of time, you probably know, like, there's a lot of people out there just looking to take advantage. And it appears that Hit Piece is definitely one of them.
Wow.
All right. And Spotify, we kind of alluded to this earlier, but they're asking users to record audio reactions to music playlists. So this is just a test that's going out in some places. Doesn't mean it's going to stick around, but hey, they're trying something else out. So a Reddit user in Vietnam had spotted and posted screenshots of the reaction prompt, which basically just says, so what do you think? Record an episode to share your thoughts on the playlist. And so once they were reached out, or once this was discovered, different outlets kind of contacted Spotify. And so they sent out a statement saying, yes, we're always looking for ways to enhance our users' experience on the platform. So this is another test. We'll see if it'll stick. And basically trying to have more user interaction can drive more traffic to Spotify to listen, since they do have so much competition out there now. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yes, it sure will. So, keep your eye on it. Keep your ear on it too.
Yeah. All right. And this last news story is quite interesting. But Swizz Beatz and Timbaland are suing Triller for $28 million. So the lawsuit says that Triller defaulted after only 2 payments. So, it was all over the news once Triller bought it. And so it's kind of interesting that they would take a gamble and not paying these men for something that they made so popular. So, Triller's statement that they released, get ready for this. This is truly unfortunate, and we hope it is nothing more than a misunderstanding driven by lawyers. We do not wish to air our dirty laundry in the press, but we have paid Swizz and Tim millions in cash and in stock. No one has benefited as much from Triller to date. Triller has helped fuel Versus to new heights, making it the global cultural phenomenon it is today. Everybody knows that is a bold-faced lie. Versus was popular way before Triller got a hold of it. That's why they were willing to pay that much for it. So, we'll see what happens with this lawsuit. It's one thing to say, hey, this might be a misunderstanding, but to claim ownership and take responsibility for what they already had going is just ridiculous. But in the music world, we see this happen with artists and record labels every day. So apparently Triller's no different. And, I don't think this was the right statement for them to make at this time. So, it'll be interesting to see how this ends up playing out. And they already, we had shared maybe about a month ago that their reverse merger didn't go through for one reason or another. So, it's got to make you think, hey, are they actually having financial issues? Is this something that might lead to a bigger problem later? We'll see, and we'll keep you posted as we get more information.
Wow. That's all I can say.
Yep.
What a disappointment.
Yeah.
Well.
Yep.
Inspect what you expect.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and then we'll be back with our special guest for the week, Zak1.
Okay.
You're listening to Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson on the Music Marvels radio show.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. I am so excited, thrilled, and delighted to announce that we have back with us once again in the virtual building, Zak1. How are you feeling?
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm feeling nice, man. Feeling good. Got the day off out here, just, enjoying it so far. And it's a blessing to be here, amongst y'all, and looking forward to this interview.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, tell us how things are going for you in beautiful, sunny California.
It's going well, can't complain. God is good, every day. We just, it's another day that's a blessing under the sun. We're just trying to live and stay positive and, get by.
Sir. Yes, sir, for sure. And so for our listeners that may not have caught your interview the last time, why don't you give us a little bit of background? Like, who is Zak1? What got you into music and doing what you do?
Zak1, man, I'm just an artist that grew up listening to a lot of hip hop and stuff. When I was younger, it was all East Coast. There wasn't much going on the West Coast as far as hip hop and rap until NWA hit the scene and, King T and some of the underground cats out there. But I grew up on a lot of East Coast rap, so I always, kind of molded my raps with the bars. I had a little wordplay going on with my stuff. So I started at a real young age. doing stuff on karaoke's and in the basement with my boy Specs out here, where he would just spin 2 records and jack the intros from the beginnings of the records and make our own intros and freestyle. And that just, that formed into something big because people started digging my stuff. And so I just kind of went with the flow. And, the more people gave me good feedback, the more I just kept going. And it turned into something huge where, we formed a group with a bunch of people called the Hurtful Circle out here in my area. We got a big street buzz going on. And that kind of, one of my partners had passed away, rest in peace, Juan Canob. And that kind of had us dissipate a little bit, where we kind of went our own ways, and we formed another subgroup off of that. That turned into the Head Honchos, which was me, my brother, and DJ Top Notch, and my other partner Nacho. And then I just kind of went solo after that. We kept doing stuff together, but I went ahead and did my solo thing, and ever since then, I just been dropping album after album. I think this new EP, I want to say it's like project number like 15 or 16.
Whoa.
If you count the underground stuff, it's even more. But as far as like real, mixed, mastered, promoted projects, this is at least number 15.
Whoa. What do you say about that, Breezy?
Hey man, I'm still stuck back when he talked about that, when he gave that phrase. He said that, when they were creating some stuff, there was a street buzz that came around. Okay, so now when you say street buzz, we know what that means. Okay?
Yeah.
So they buzzing about y'all. So that's some strong stuff right there when the street buzz comes in. So I just want to say, it's all good with the Zak1 attack. And so for what you guys have been working with and everything, and working on, okay. Yeah. So you've overcome a lot of obstacles that were thrown up in the way, or that you ran into and stuff like that. Okay, so then hey, next thing you know, the sky starts clearing up a little bit, and you got a little momentum, and then a couple little other roadblocks come up, and then you divert and go to the other direction and everything, and next thing you know, you're still rolling. See, that's it right there. Still rolling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of life gets in the way of things sometimes, but we keep pushing, and I lost a lot of good friends along the way. I kind of honestly, I do this for them too. You know what I mean? I always remember them. I had a partner named Kendrick Stinkweed that we lost, and he was very influential in the rap scene and in the grindcore scene out here for Redwood City. And that's another homeboy besides a couple of the other ones that we lost that we definitely keep in mind when we pushing this music. And just everyday life. Like I said, man, when I was younger, got locked up a lot of times, bumped my head a lot of times, but now I'm on the straight and narrow, and I'm trying to keep it that way.
But you threw another one of those phrases out there. You say keep moving.
Yeah.
And that's key. Because a lot of people, when they hit that block, that roadblock, it shuts them down. Okay, and see, so you got to keep moving, man, and go with the flow. Keep hustle harder and everything. So here you are.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because you obviously had to have that stick-to-itiveness, when you started. Because, snatching intros off of stuff and looping it, that's no easy feat. So that shows you were already determined when you started. So
yeah, you're a producer, you know about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, tell us a little bit about this new EP you got coming up.
So this new EP is, a Christian hip-hop project. I did a lot of stuff, as they say, in the world before, where I wasn't grounded like I am now as far as my faith, but I'm definitely repping for Jesus Christ now. I got signed to a label, New Tribe Records, and now I'm pushing with them. I got this new EP. It's a 2-part EP. So the first part dropped is called "The Me He Saved Me From," and it's really doing what God meant it to do, because it's getting a lot of great feedback. Every song has a story, and it's a 6-song EP. I really believe that every song on this EP could have been a single. Wow. I went ahead and pushed 3 of them as singles and did videos for 3 of them. So half of the EP is done in video production, and the EP's out now everywhere. it's basically, you know, a story about me versus myself, and anyone can relate to it. Like good versus evil, you know, trying to fight the inner demons that we have sometimes, and just keeping it positive and pushing through, and with God's help, you know what I mean? So I really have been getting some crazy feedback on this, as far as like what it's hitting home exactly how I meant it to do, and how God meant it to do, by just the reactions that I'm getting from people out there. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's a lot of testimony in the album. So a lot of people can relate to a lot of the stuff that I've been through.
Okay. Yeah, and especially with you know, all the different things going on just in the world right now. It's really good for people to have something like that. People need this right now, because I know I did catch a snippet that you had posted on Instagram a little bit earlier. I was trying to rush to get out the door, but I was almost late trying to listen to everything that you had on the video. I'm like, whoa, this is hard. So I can't wait to check out the full EP, because what you already posted had caught my attention. Like I said, I was about to be caught slipping, because I was trying to hear everything.
It's all good. Yeah. I think you remember the last time I was on with V-Boy, we was pushing that whole positive vibe, as far as trying to just you know, let people see that you don't always have to rap about things that are detrimental to society and to ourselves. So there's another way, you know what I mean? And we're trying to make it fun for people. We're trying to let them see that, you know, it's fun and it's cool to do. It ain't nothing that's gonna make you uncool to do. You know what I mean?
Right. And you know, Christian hip hop can hit hard, and a lot of people don't realize that. You know, they kind of prejudge it before they hear it. But man,
no, there's definitely some talented Christian artists out there right now that are really represented, doing their thing, and my hat's off to them. You know, I'm trying to see how far I can push in that lane, because that's how I'm living my life now. And I believe that that's why God gave me this gift, was, you know, I polished it up earlier, and now I'm doing it for him, and it's 100% where it needs to be. And so, like I said, this project is it's amazing. I can't wait for everyone to pick it up and check it out. It's on all streaming outlets right now. So I encourage y'all to check it out.
That's beautiful, isn't it, Breezy?
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, you know, to the listeners out there, you know, wherever you are, I know you're just sitting back, laying back, absorbing this, because I am. Because see, this Zak1 attack, he keeps coming out with some killer phrases that just will make you stop in your tracks. Okay, so you know, the me he saved me from. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's hey. Now that right there is very profound, because there's a lot of me's out there that they don't operate like that, because they hadn't been around long enough to think about food for thought, what things actually mean. So they put the me, when they see the me, then they put the me out there, and most times that me ain't ready.
Right.
Okay, and so then that me encounters all kind of flack, all kind of incoming. Some of the damage they do themselves to themselves, and all of that kind of stuff. But see, now when you're talking about the me he saved me from, that's really, really deep right there. Mm-hmm. So I mean, and serious. Okay, when I say it's deep, we're not joking around. Okay, there's some serious talk. Okay, so you know, so I'm just saying to the listeners, absorb that to the fullest, you know, and make that manifest into something really, really genuine and profound, you know, to the listeners out there, you know, just like Zak1 has done.
Yeah.
And continues to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one thing I noticed, you know, since we met the last time you were on the show, is that you do pretty well with, you know, kind of going back and forth between solo and collabs. And you had mentioned that you were a part of various groups before and still did solo stuff. How well, let me see. In a way that could help anybody listening right now that might be kind of struggling with that, do you have any advice for how you can bounce back and forth with that so easily? Like, you don't need to have features, but then you know how to work well with other people as well. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody can do that. So if you have any advice for any listeners out there, that'd be really great.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about keeping an open mind, not trying to stay, you know, stuck in one mindset, you know, being able to switch up your music, because, you know, you want to stay relevant. So part of that is being able to kind of, you know, adhere to the sound that's right now. And if you're able to do that, then I believe you are able to collaborate with different artists. You know, there's people. So music is an art, of course, and you know, musicians are artists, but different artists are inspired at different times. It doesn't. There's a lot of people that when I started aren't doing it anymore, and that isn't just including the underground. That's including big name artists that just, you know, they came out with a few projects. You know, you got your one hit wonders, you got your one album hit wonders, but then you got the consistent artists that have been doing it all these years. And if you watch how they move, a lot of those artists are always willing to collaborate with the up and coming artists of this time. And that keeps you relevant in a way, you know what I mean? Because once you collaborate with someone that's up and coming, it kind of brings your buzz back up to speed to where they're at. And then, you know, you get those new listeners that have that ear for the new music. So collaborations kind of go hand in hand with keeping an open mind as far as the genres are. You know, I mean, if you listen to music nowadays, I was telling my partner the other day, man, it was like, if we were to hear some of this stuff back in the day when we were listening to the NWA and the Beastie Boys and the Run DMC and Eric B. and Rakim, et cetera, it wouldn't even be considered rap. It's like singing. Everybody's kind of singing now. And it's, you know, it's cool because it's taking a different direction. I'm not mad at it. It's just different. And you know, you got to be able to adjust with the times in order to stay relevant. So that's a whole big part of it to me.
You hear all of that free game he just dropped right then, Breezy?
Oh man, after what I've been saying already, you know it.
Man.
You know it. And so this is it's very smooth, and at the same time it's got a hammer of reality. Okay, and so, you know, the hammer of reality is nothing to take lightly. Okay, and so this is a positive time right here. You know, coming from some positive vibes, coming from a positive person.
See, and just the fact that Breezy's catching it that way, that's exactly, like I said, is what it's meant to do. So, you know, salute to you, homie, for catching that. And I hope the listeners get the same, you know, got the same ear bent towards the way you got it.
Yeah, well, I think it's on auto mode. And, I don't think that that is bypassing them. I don't think that is skipping over them, and I don't think they're letting it skip over them themselves. So, you know, it's the magnetic time, and to, you know, show some self-improvement through this magnetism that, you know, you hear the school of thought, the school of hard knocks. Well, you know, this is the school that Zak1 has been molded to bring forth. Right. So, hey, you know, strong stuff.
Most definitely. So you mentioned that this was a 2-part EP. So do you have any expected time frames for the next part to drop?
So the way that I put this project together, I didn't really put a deadline on anything, only because I wanted to really take my time on it and see, you know, how close to perfection I could get by not rushing anything. So I plan on keeping the same wavelength on this next one. But I will let you know, I do already have 4 of the 6 songs recorded. I got 2 more I need to drop, and then it's all up to mixing and mastering, etc. So I'm well ahead. I'm just going with this push right now as far as this album goes. But I got some studio dates scheduled with my partner D-Varg and Elemental, where I recorded most of the first one. And man, we have a great vibe in the studio. It's a great collaborative effort as far as like executive production. So I'm just really looking forward to the second one. And it's crazy because the second one, so the first one is like the victory EP, basically the fight with the devil, the fight with myself. There's a lot of warfare in there, but then at the same time, it's a victory because, you know, by the blood of Jesus Christ, we've overcame everything. And so I want the listeners to know that in my music. And then as far as the second EP goes, it's a praise and worship album. It's got more singing songs. It's got more singing, R&B type of hooks. It's got a different vibe to it, but it's all recorded by the same standards, by the same people. So it's going to sound sonically the same. But as far as like the music and melodies and harmonies and, just the structure of the beats and the verses, it's going to have a different feel to it, but it's going to be cohesive. So what I meant to do with the whole thing was when you play EP1 and EP2 back to back, it's supposed to sound like a full length album.
Wow.
So yeah, as far as a time frame, I'm pretty sure it'll be out by the end of the year. If not, it'll be out sometime early next year. But it'll be just as perfect as this one sounds to me.
That is what's up. Now, see, you had mentioned, about the executive production, and that's something that a lot of artists kind of skip nowadays. So the fact that you got this all mapped out and planned out, that's what it's all about. So yeah, hats off to you for that.
Right on. Yeah. And I wanted to make sure I got a little spot on here to shout out my team because they really helped me put it together beautifully. I got my partner Rise, the artist, who's featured on one of the songs, Victory, on the first EP. Him and Sherika, his cousin Sherika, she's singing the hook and she's got crazy, crazy vocals. So he helped me put a lot of this together. My partner V-Boy that y'all got introduced to the last time around, he did a lot of executive production, but as far as the hands-on executive production, man, my boy D-Varg and Elemental Beats. D-Varg mixed the whole project. Elemental helped record it and, put a lot of the on-spot input in. But man, we just worked so good as a team, and I can't give them enough credit for this album and what they did with it. It's just amazing. It really is.
Incredible. That's what's up.
It's like when let's say you're walking into a building and the big front door there, it's like one of those 20-foot high front doors, whatever, and you reach and you go in there and you open that door, and you think about, you see some big letters written right there on the wall after you open the door, and the letters are saying, if 5 years ago I could see what I see today, ... Okay, and see, so you have a lot of thought process that's come and gone, that's in the hopper still, that's waiting to be blended, put in the blender and everything. Okay, so that's a vision right there that is one of strength, to see where you came from to what you went through and where you are today. That's and it's all molded, purposely molded. So sort of the person that's there today is a whole lot different than what it was, right?
Yes, sir. Definitely, man. I seen a lot of death in my time, man, and it made me realize that I need to get closer to my creator because it could be me next. So I don't want to be one of them ones that's left out. You know what I mean? When it comes to the big picture. So I definitely know that I've came a long way, and I believe that a lot of people that didn't make it would be on the same path I am if they were here today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, what you've done and what you're doing is, like Breezy said, just really strong, and it's really cool that you're keeping the legacy going for you people. And just shout out to you for what you're doing. And man, this time went by so fast. But before we let you go, if you could let everyone know where they can check you out, where they can follow you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I'm at official Zak1. Zak1 is a Z-A-K with just a 1 at the end. Anywhere you look for official Zak1, you should find me. I'm on Instagram, Twitter. I got the Facebook page, artist page. Zach Matthews on Facebook. I got the SoundCloud, Bandcamp, DatPiff. I'm everywhere. So if you Google my name, Zak1. You're gonna find a lot of my music. And like I said before, I got to put a disclaimer out there that I do have a lot of stuff that I did before I was saved, and it might not hit people that are saved. You know what I mean? The same way it hit people back then, but it's a testament to the old me, and so I keep that going just so people can see the difference. But yeah, on YouTube you can also look up Head Honchos, HEADHONCHOZ, and I got a lot of my music and videos on there and stuff. The interviews that I've done, like the one with Charles up there, bunch of other stuff on there that's cool that you can check out. And looking forward to doing a lot more. So there'll be stuff uploaded all the time.
Hey, that's awesome.
See, he just authored himself a way back into another interview with us.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Our door is always open to you. So
yeah, I appreciate y'all. I really do. And you're one of the first ones I thought of when I'm like, man, I gotta get some interviews going to help people know about this new album. So you're one of the first ones I hit up. So salute to y'all. I really appreciate the time, and the platform that y'all giving artists, because there's a lot of people in this world that wouldn't do the same thing that y'all are doing. So you guys definitely deserve a big up for that. I really feel the love, and I appreciate it, and it's reciprocated.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah, can't wait to have you back on.
Yes,
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, sir.
I can't
give me that
calendar.
Give me that calendar. Let me see. Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah, coming soon. Yeah. Pencil him in.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on some of your beats too. I swear, I'll be listening to them things. I'm like, okay, but I had everything so mapped out ahead of time. I can't even think about beat shopping yet. But when I do, believe me, I'm on you.
All right, that's what's up. Me ain't said nothing but a word.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, before we get ready to close out, I'll toss it back to Breezy in case he wants to close off with anything.
Well, this is one of those profound moments, that come only every once in a while. Okay, there's all kind of moments out there, but the vast majority of them are profound. All right, so we give you kudos for the person that you are, and bearing the stage and bearing the table, to say what used to go on a long, long time ago, but that transformation that came about, that manifested a different you, and your work ethic, that's without question. Okay, and so you're talented in many ways, on the behind the mic, but behind the controls. Okay, but it's way more than that. It's the overall umbrella, that Zak1 umbrella, that of different facets under that umbrella. Okay, it's not just one of those single things and done. No, it's vast. So hey man, we love that you dropped by, and looking forward to you coming back again. It's already penciled in. Hey, hold on a minute. Hey Claude, take that pencil eraser that, use ink, put it in ink. Okay, so that's confirmed. Okay,
right on, brother, my good brother. Thank you, man. I just got to say, I give all credit to the Lord Almighty, and I want to shout out the New Tribe Records, man. It's the tribe, baby. So that's how we rolling from now on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up. All right. Well, thanks for coming back to join us, and we can't wait to have you back soon.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll talk to you soon.
Right.
Okay, big ups.
Right on, y'all. Thank you.
All right, and that does it for this week's edition of Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. Once again, we thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you sharing us with your friends. And, big shout out to our home stations, Grander Radio out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Sparks Radio out of Denver, Colorado. And we just really love doing this, and we love that you tune in to rock with us. And we just enjoy what we do and love having you with us as we do it.
That's right. Each and every week, there's a new chapter, there's new info for you to grasp. and partake of. So to you, the indie artist, to you, the professional artist, to you, the podcast community, thanks for being with us, and we got more to come.
Yes. All right. So you know where to find us. Till next time, tune in, tell a friend, and we'll see you then. Peace.
Peace.